Hey, hello everyone. So this is a quick demo of the dubbing solution that was put together for a POC. I'm just gonna quickly go through what it is, what it does, show you how it works since it's built locally, not hosting this on any cloud environment. So hence I'm choosing to do this via a video instead. Okay, so this is the main code. It's a Python script that does all the magic, but yeah, I'm going to rather show it to you in terms of a diagram so you can understand what's happening in each step of the process. So we've got a video file that we feed in. The first function decodes the audio, so it strips out the audio from the file in a wave format, and then we use a function called the get transcripts function that executes an API call to the Google Cloud Services. And for this specific thing, we using Google speech to text service. Once it runs through that, it uses the local storage in cloud as well as a sort of working space to create the temporary files and stuff that's needed. But what we do get back from this function is we get a transcript. Once we have the transcript, we compare it with the actual video that we have to set the timings and stuff like that, so that we can get the lip sync in place. So the translated text when speaking back should sort of try and mimic the lip sync of the native language. And that's what this function here does. It passes the sentence with the speaker, and then yeah, that moves into a translate function that is used to do an API call to the Google Translate server. So it sends the source language in, gives us back the translated text in the target language that we want, and then yeah, we get that back as a file as well. So once the translated text is here, we can actually start creating the dubbed audio file, and that's what these two functions do. They work hand in hand. The speak function just does an API call to the Google Cloud text to speech, and then the speak under duration helps manage the timings of when the actual audio should be split and stuff like that. So all API calls that are done to Google Cloud pass through Fire. So Fire is a Python library that allows you to easily execute API calls to and from various different solutions. Yeah, what we get back from the text to speech API is the audio files. Now it's multiple audio files that are split based on speaker and sort of duration and stuff like that. We then consume those files into a stitch audio function. We use the stitch audio function to put those files back together so that they end up being the same length as the video, but with the gaps and stuff that we need introduced. And then that single audio file uses the original video when we're using a library in uh, Python. It's called the wrong page. It's called the MoviePy, the MoviePy library to actually do the dubbing. So yeah, so there's a function that uses various things from the library to actually do the dubbing, and then in the end we end up with a dubbed video file. So that's essentially what that big segment of code does. If we look at it practically, so let's look at an example. So I've got a video in the same sort of repository that the code's in. that I'm using, so I'm just gonna play it.
Slave! Move your helmet and tell me your name.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Okay, so we can stop it there, but it's a clip from the Gladiator, really good movie. Yeah, so once we're running through the script, we should get the translated dubbed video in the output folder. So I've set up a virtual environment for this repository. So I'm just gonna run the dub script. It's gonna now take that movie and it's going to go through all the steps that we looked at in the diagram. Just take a couple of seconds. It needs to run through the API calls and stuff like that. It's busy transcribing now. It's doing the translation. Synthesizing the audio, so putting it back together. Okay, it's doing the actual dubbing now. It's writing the file. Okay, almost done. Oh, done. Okay, so you can actually look at the output of that now. So it's in the dubbed videos folder. This should be the actual clip in Portuguese. So the language that I had set, which I've actually have set up in this config file here. So I'm just targeting Portuguese now, but you can have multiple different languages here. Yeah, let's look at the translated version of that.
Metralhar. Mova seu capacete e me diga seu nome. Meu nome é Máximo Décimo Meridius, comandante dos Exércitos do Norte, general das Legiões Félix, servo leal ao verdadeiro imperador Marco Aurélio, pai de um filho assassinado, marido de uma esposa assassinada. E eu terei minha vingança, nesta vida ou na próxima.
Okay, essentially that's what the dubber does. It's just a POC, so it's a very rough copy, but yeah, just wanted to share that. Thank you all.